Good morning on the Disney Fantasy.
Good morning.
We are in
Tortola, British Virgin Islands.
Yay. It won't be called the Virgin Islands when we're done.
Really?
We are on a 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise through Disney, and we cannot wait to get off the ship. If you've been watching the other videos, the boats
it's been a very rocky couple of days.
Yeah, high swells and everything. So we are happy to get in on dry land. What are we doing today?
We are doing Tortola by land and sea. So we're gonna kind of explore the island by obviously land and sea.
This is our first time to this island. A lot of times, for us at least, when we go to a new island, we like to try to do one of the exploration type things and go check out the island first.
Yep.
And then if we come back, then we'll do more of a individual
snorkeling, whatever.
Yeah.
But we like to learn kind of about the history of the islands and stuff like that. So these tours work well for us.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. First stop, Cabanas for breakfast. For breakfast in the Cabana this morning, we got some muffins and croissants, pastries, corned beef and hash, bacon, hash brown, Mickey Walker, pancakes, eggs. Here's some toppings, sausage.
In the room.
They're kind of the same thing at that station as the last one. Kind of the same thing at this station as the last one. There's some poached eggs, eggs Benedict. There's some salmon roses, tuna, there's some toast and bagels, yogurt toppings, yogurt, milk, fresh fruit. Over here you can get ordered omelets, cheeses, meats. Good morning. Yogurts, buffets, full fruits, omelets and bacon and minute steak, more pastries, some donuts, and then up here is the bar area, and everything will repeat down the other side of Cabanas. Carrie grabbed.
I grabbed eggs Benedict, ham and cheese omelet, bacon, and hash brown.
And I did kind of the same thing, except for I have a minute steak and some fruit. We made it to the Walt Disney Theater to check in for Excursion. First, how was breakfast?
Very good. It was basic. It was yummy. I like bacon.
Yeah. Better than expected for Cabanas. But so for our Excursion, we had to go to a check-in place with our tickets, our photo ID, and world. And just a heads up, if you've not been on Excursion before, no food or perishables, that kind of thing. You can take water with you. You can't take like an orange or a banana, stuff like that. We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever they go.
No, I'm not.
See what I have to deal with. Here we go off to the wild blue yonder. Whee! It's semi-dry land. We are following the paddle of power. It's a paddle with a that matches the sticker we are wearing. In this case, we are Donald Duck. So we're going to follow that person with that paddle. Before we forget to say, one big tip that we have is we like to take a big thermos like this with a hook on it. And I have a carabiner on my belt, that way we can carry it. And we have water all day, because it can be pretty expensive to buy water at these ports. So just a little tip. We're about to leave the port area here. This has to be the smallest building that we've gone through. I think this is our ride coming in. For our excursion, we are going to ride on the Sea Breeze. We decided to go to the upper deck of the Sea Breeze. Spelled with a C. Get it? Sea Breeze, the letter. I'll mansplain it to you later. So what's your in-depth analysis of Tortola so far?
It's pretty, but we really haven't made it off the pier yet, so I can't give any sort of in-depth analysis.
Well, that's more in-depth than other people can. The song goes out to Disney Fantasy. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares.
This morning, watch you guys slowly making your way into the Virgin Islands.
What?
Once again, good morning.
Gonna get a look at the back of our ship. The character on the back is Dumbo. Just in case we missed all the fun waves being on the ship in the last 2 days. Okay, I'm over exaggerating a little bit.
Not much.
See, they were smart. they wore ponchos. Hey, let's sit outside. It'll be fun.
I believe it was your idea to sit outside. I would have been more than content to be inside.
Hey, don't throw this back at me, even though I completely, totally deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, we're going to tell you a little bit about the islands on the outside here.
According to tour guide, this island has a population of 1 who lives in this building over here.
As we continue on to your left hand side, the island on to your left hand side, it goes up and comes on flat there. This little island is known as a dead chest, If you ever heard of Edward T.E., the infamous Captain Blackbeard, marooned 16 young men, left 16 young men on that island with 1 bottle of rum. Reason being, those 16 men were stealing from him. But they had a sense of parley. In translation means, let me speak. And what plan the device was that we consume a bottle of rum, jump into the water, and make a dash to the other island. But all 16 men being on the island, drunk and hungry, drowned and washed ashore into the Sandy Bay area on the front there, where we now call a Dead Man's Bay. So Captain Blackbeard did the one thing, collect his treasure back, full sails up, flag flowing, singing the one-hit song that we still sing today. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merrily. Oh, you guys know that song, don't you? But ladies and gentlemen, this is how the song goes. 16 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading on to Norman Island, aka also known as the Treasure Island. When we get there, we'll be continuing the tour. So till then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Aye aye?
It's kind of dark over here. We've been trying to stay in front of a storm over here, but kind of have to wonder if we're going to get rain on here in a little bit. It's kind of dark. You can kind of see the rain clouds out there in the distance. We're on the upper deck, and they came on the PA system and said, yeah, we're going to get some rain. So they said, if you want to come inside, you might want it right now. So we went downstairs, and this is actually kind of nice down here.
Yeah, the seats are nice and comfy down here.
We're just going to relax down here inside
and get some drinks apparently.
Yeah. I don't mind free booze.
I didn't say anything about booze.
Okay, I don't mind free liquid. As I promised, there's some rain. Got inside in time. So one of the offerings is the special, which is a fruit punch mixed with rum. Of course it's going to be rum. It's the Caribbean. Discussion for another time. It's booze. Looks like they got us downstairs in time because see how hard it's raining on these windows?
It's raining pretty good out there.
We just got off of the water
catamaran portion.
Yeah, the sea portion of our tour. It was about 2 hours. Went to a couple different stops and just kind of got like a over there kind of tour. Yep. Now we're heading to a couple of buses that will take us to the land portion of the tour, which should be about another 2 hours.
Yep.
Collectively, it's about a 4-hour tour. This is our next part of Excursion. You want to go there, right?
Yeah.
This is different.
It is. It's kind of open air, but it can't really be open air right now because of the rain.
Unfortunately for me, this is eye level. They rolled up the sides, so now we can see out. That'll make the tour a lot more enjoyable when you can actually see things.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. As I said before, we're going to stop by the craft of life. Today it's known as the craft market. For 15 minutes. It's known to be our government administration complex, and that is where most of our government business takes place.
We actually are making a stop. Our first stop is at the straw market. We have about 15 minutes to just go check out some local goods, maybe hit a restroom. What she said. Looks like a series of small buildings. Each one has a different store in it and a lot of homemade personal goods. I come up here on this I don't know what this is. Just take a look out to the bay here. There's the cruise ships over there. Fantasy's behind the Norwegian. You can hear a rooster off in the distance. And I just think it's really neat the way how these buildings are speckled on the side of the mountains.
Wait! Oh my gosh!
There she is.
Well, you sent me out shopping. What do you think I'm gonna go do?
Well, I didn't know which shopping you went.
Well, yeah, they're all little huts.
Yeah, but I didn't know which one you went into. Find anything fun?
Nah, not really. It's mainly like t-shirts and stuff like that, which I'm not a t-shirt person.
Okay. Well, let's go see if we can find you a Christmas ornament or something. We got 10 more minutes.
Sounds good.
Most of these buildings that we're looking at are mostly for shopping. And most of these stores are run by Syrians. 75% of the business takes place here in Tortola is right here in Road Town. Also, the main income for the island at this time is Excursion. Also, we have a bit of offshore banking as well.
Stop number 2 of our land portion of our tour. We have a beautiful scenic overlook and a couple of small islands off here. This is just so beautiful. The
It's
water,
gorgeous here.
water has such an interesting color of blue. The photos are not doing the justice.
No.
But
Back on the bus.
I don't want to get back on the bus.
Well, we gotta get back on the bus.
I want to get back on the bus.
Now on the left side we are overlooking back Road Town where we started out our tour. And while we're looking down in Road Town, looking at the cruise here, and the cruise ship, the first cruise ship comes to Tortola, the name of that ship is Cunard. And the year it comes to Tortola, 1980. So that's the first time a cruise ship ever comes to the BVI. These are known to be sweeter. Now, whenever time they're right, they will be looking just like the color of the leaf of the tree. The first part of the wall we have Bobby Freeman, and he was one of the largest farmers in the BVI. Then we have the lady feeding the fowls to keep them inside of the yard and not in a cage. Then we have the guys banking the land to plant the sugar cane and the sweet potato. Then we have the oven which are used for baking bread back in those days, and that oven is made from brick. We also have the mill where the guys take the cane to squeeze the cane to get the juice so they can use it to make the rum. So once again we are looking back across the surface of the channel, which is that large body of water that's in between the island. And all the way down in the distance, that's St. Thomas, and that is the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. So that's a beautiful beach there in King Garden Bay.
That's something you don't see when you're in Minnesota. This is stop number 3 of our land portion of our excursion. And this is just a beautiful view. They are all beautiful views, but just wow. We have about 10 minutes here. So there's a little bar over here where we can get something to drink if you want. I don't know if they have anything for food. I haven't been that far yet, but they have a good location. Over here is where I was just a second ago. I'm gonna actually walk around, and over here on the opposite side of the street is this other view of this other bay, and no one's over here. Oh, let's go see what's over here. Really hard to find a view that is not beautiful here. Over there, that might be more rain, or it could just be just some low cloud cover. Just beautiful here. Apparently this is a popular stop for many of the excursions. There are 5 or 6 buses at least here. 7. Just gotta take a little walk down here while we're waiting to board again. And swing around here and show you this. You already saw it. but it's just a different angle. And with me in the shot. Walking down here just a few feet, a little bit away from the music and the chatter from that Outlook bar, I can hear the surf hitting the side of the rocks and that bay down there.
Hey guys, the rain is coming down, so if you want to pull the curtain down from now, the curtain on the side, if you want to pull it down from the back, zip the zip from the back, come all the way to the front.
It's teamwork. It makes the dream work. It's like riding on Splash Mountain. Here's the drop. This is a new experience. I never rolled down a window before. Put it up. Coming down pretty good right about now. Can't really see very far. I mean, even through the plastic here. Saw it was coming. Like, we looked down and we could see the Fantasy. And it was coming down so hard. It just looked like it was a deep fog. Just finished our excursion. It was the
Tortola by land and sea.
Yeah, and so it was a 4 hours about tour. We're going to the catamaran and then a little bus tour. What do you think?
I mean, it was okay. It was fun. I guess I thought with the land portion, I thought we would have made more stops. We really only made three.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought there'd be kind of more or something like that, and I mean, I guess it's kind of disappointing because the one stop I had to use the restroom, and that was all I did for that stop because it was one stall, and the line was insane. So I really only had 2 stops.
Would we do this for again?
Probably not, just because I don't need to repeat it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather explore other options.
Are you glad we did it?
I don't know. I think I kind of would have rather have done something else.
It was still interesting because for me, I like to get like a lay of the land kind of thing the first time at a new island, as we talked about before. But it was fine. Right now, it's about 1 p.m. for us. Well, local time, and we haven't had lunch yet, so we're gonna just explore the area here, find some lunch, and
find a Christmas ornament.
Yep, priorities. The rain stopped for about a half a second, and it's kind of a light sprinkle right now, so it's not too bad, but made everything wet, including our shoes. This looks like one of the marinas. This is so this is kind of a port of reference for us. There's the Fantasy, and then right over here is where we got onto our sea excursion, which took us to a different spot. We didn't get back off over here. I'm not exactly sure where we got off. I think it was farther that way. Yeah. We got off. But you can hear the thunder. It's thankfully moving more in the distance, but there is still a little bit of thunder going on. And as I said, we get in a little bit of sprinkles, but nothing bad. There's the port. And the straw market was kind of that direction, however far away. I think it was still within walking distance, but it was around that marina I showed you. And we're just poking our heads in some restaurants to see if there's a menu that stands out to us. Hey, the sun came out. Look at that, it's beautiful now. It's starting to get warm, and also a little bit of humid with the rain. We stopped at this little Mediterranean place for
Phoenicia.
What do you think?
It was good. I mean, I did like it, but a couple things. One, it took quite a while for us to get our food, which was kind of a bummer, but it tasted good. Yeah. And then the other thing was that I just thought was weird, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. We did shawarma platters. We got 2 sides. I did for one of my sides a side of hummus. So I was assuming I'd get like some pita or some veggies or something, but it was just a side of hummus. So I don't know, maybe I don't eat hummus with just a fork. It's a little overpowering, but
oh well.
Yeah.
It was still good. I liked it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna wander around and see what the shops have to offer, and again, Carrie's looking for a Christmas ornament.
Yep.
So. This is actually a pretty nice port area. A little coffee shop over here. Busy day in the port. I think part of it has to do with not just Disney, but we're sharing the port with our Norwegian cruise line. And right about now, I'd say a lot of people are ending their excursions. So they're heading back to port here to shop or back to their ship and passing through. Gary found herself an ornament.
I found an ornament and a magnet for Mom.
Okay, what you got?
Magnet for Mom.
Okay.
And maybe this time I'll remember to give those to her because the magnets I bought for Mom from October are still in our bedroom.
Good place for them.
Yep. And then the Christmas ornament, just a little basic Santa, but instead of Rudolph, it's a dolphin, and it says Tortola on it.
Okay. All right, what do you think now?
I think I'm ready to get back on the ship. Maybe
Okay.
go hit up the rainforest room.
Okay. We're going to finish up our day here in Tortola. Tortola. What she said.
Tortola, British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, we had a nice day.
We did.
It was a nice tour. I wish the seas were a little less rocky. So, you know, whatever. Had a couple rainstorms, which is common for this area, kind of in and out kind of thing. So not depressed by that. But it was still a nice day.
Yeah.
Something for you to know. The port here, very small. Not a lot of shops. But I do like it a lot. The atmosphere a lot better than some other ports we've been to, where like you have someone from the shop who's literally outside physically grabbing you and pulling you into your shop.
It's a very relaxed port, which was fantastic. It was really nice to be able to go into the shops and just look around, and you weren't hounded or anything. So very relaxed atmosphere. Is fantastic. It's a small port. I mean, Tortola is a fairly new port. Considering, well, for Disney, but just in general, I mean, it's a fairly new port compared to some of the other ports in the Caribbean. But they had a Category 5 hurricane a couple of years ago. I know one of our tour guides told us that the island is back to 85% capacity since then, which is great because, I mean, it really devastated this area. So it's fantastic that they're back up and running in this capacity.
Yeah. But on that lovely note, we want to thank you for joining us. I'm Bill.
I'm Carrie.
You're watching KB Treks. Please do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, so we know that you're out there, you're watching these, and it helps motivate us to continue doing these.
It means I get to go on vacation more often.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything to do that. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Good luck and have fun.
See ya.